As Sungwoo's eerie minions led the way through the dim corridor, the silence was suddenly broken by approaching footsteps. One of the minions turned a corner and came face to face with a terrified human. The man, overwhelmed by fear, mistook the undead creature for a monster. His instincts kicked in. With a scream and a trembling hand, he plunged his weapon into the minion's skull. It dropped instantly. From behind, Sungwoo appeared, surprised by the familiar face before him. "Hanho, is that you?" Hanho, now recognizing Sungwoo, collapsed in a mix of shock and relief. Tears welled up in his eyes as he pointed at the remaining minions. What are those things?" Sungwoo remained calm. "Don't worry. They're mine," he said. "Think of them as bodyguards." Bringing the conversation back to reality, Sungwoo asked seriously, "Did you choose a card?" Hanho blinked in confusion. "Card?" Then it clicked. "Ah, yeah. Rogue." A wave of disappointment crossed Sungwoo's face. "Out of all the classes? How many stars?" Hanho scratched his head. "Stars? Oh, 1 star. That makes me like a brigadier general, right? That's good, right?" Sungwoo sighed. "Yeah, keep believing that, you idiot." He turned away, signaling his minions. "Let's find a safe area. We'll be fine if these guys lead the way." Just then, a glowing window appeared before them. "You've attained the effect of synergy through teamwork." Both Sungwoo and Hanho paused. Synergy? Sungwoo's mind raced. A buff? So it applies when certain conditions are met. That means if I form a party, I could get major benefits. It even works with summoned creatures? A small smirk formed on his lips. Not bad at all. I chose a good class. As they made their way down another hall, Sungwoo's minions encountered a group of goblins, led by a towering goblin chief. Before they could react, another message popped up. The goblins have been affected by the scent of death. All stats reduced by 30%. Panic rippled through the goblin ranks. Sungwoo didn't waste the chance. Attack! The minions surged forward. One by one, the goblins were torn apart. But then, the chief raised its hand and began chanting. Goblin Chief has activated Wild Berserker. All allied goblins have received a buff. The tide turned. Sungwoo's minions began losing ground. From the rear, Hanho's voice cracked. "Should we run now?" Sungwoo didn't flinch. "Hold on." He watched the Goblin Chief closely, calculating. Then, he saw it. The chief raised its hand again to cast another spell. Sungwoo acted fast, issuing a silent telepathic command to one of his minions. A goblin minion lunged forward, slicing off the chief's hand mid-spell. The creature howled in agony, kicking the attacker away. But without its magic, the goblins weakened once more. The minions regained control, eliminating the remaining enemies. Only the chief remained. Surrounded, it fought fiercely, until one final blow from the wounded minion brought it to the ground. Gold coins obtained. Among the fallen enemies, valuable loot glittered. The equipment and items enhanced the strength of Sungwoo's party. A new skill appeared in his list, earned from defeating the chief. After gearing up, one of Sungwoo's minions looked up at him, expectantly. Sungwoo gently patted its head. "Good job." The minion beamed. Sungwoo recoiled. "Okay, that's creepy." Hanho laughed. "Where do we go now?" he asked. "We'll figure it out once we escape this hell." As they searched for safety, they came upon a gathering of students. Sungwoo quickly commanded his minions to hide. If the others saw them, they might attack, just like Hanho did. Inside the gathering, Sungwoo spotted someone familiar. Jinsok, a senior known for bullying and harassing others, now leading the students under the guise of the student council. Something felt off. Jinsok wasn't trying to escape. He was keeping everyone here. Sungwoo walked toward the exit door. "Hey! It's dangerous, goddammit!" Jinsok shouted, then quickly changed his tone. "Sorry." I've got a lot on my mind. Gotta protect the students, you know? Sungwoo didn't buy it. This guy was putting on a show, and he'd be a problem. Jinsuk casually asked, "Did you choose a card too?" Sungwoo replied, "Yeah, both of us did." Then, Jinsuk assumed Sungwoo was a spearman because of the weapon he carried. Arrogantly, he offered, "If you're not strong enough with that spear, feel free to hide behind me. I'm a 2-star shielded warrior." Sungwoo sighed in disappointment. Behind him, Hanho tried not to laugh. Just then, a panicked voice cried out. It was the fat guy from their class. "I heard goblins near the stairs." Jinsuk barked orders. "Everyone to the cafeteria. Stay quiet and hide. I'll guard the entrance." Sungwoo motioned for Hanho and headed toward the exit door. There, a status window greeted them. This door has been sealed by powerful magic. Defeat the boss monster in the building to unlock. Time remaining, 2 hours, 11 minutes. Sungwoo's eyes narrowed. The door wouldn't budge. "We have to kill the boss before it gets stronger," he muttered. "No one's coming to save us. If we wait, we die." Jinsuk strolled up, casually smirking. "Feels great to have juniors working for me. Let's defend the entrance together." "Are you insane?" Sungwoo snapped. "Didn't you read the exit conditions?" Jinsuk shrugged. "I'm waiting for the army to come." Sungwoo couldn't believe the idiocy. "No one's coming. This is happening everywhere. You really think someone will care about what's happening here?" Jinsuk refused to accept it, still clinging to hope. Or delusion. Sungwoo saw it clearly. Standing beside Jinsuk was a death sentence. He turned and walked away. Hanho followed without question. Suddenly, goblins charged down the stairs. Jinsuk and the fat student froze. Sungwoo stepped forward, summoning his minions once more. "Come to your senses, Jinsuk," he warned. "When someone with an inflated ego tries to take control, people die." With synergy activated, Sungwoo's undead forces surged into battle once more, and the hunt continued. The cafeteria was tense, every pair of eyes fixed on the chaotic battle unfolding outside. Among the spectators, Jinsuk stood frozen, disbelief etched across his face. He couldn't comprehend what he was witnessing. Sungwoo, of all people, fighting goblins and winning. Sungwoo's undead minions surged forward like a wave, tearing through the ranks of goblins with merciless efficiency. With each foe knocked down, Sungwoo stepped in, delivering the final blow without hesitation. Jinsuk had no intention of fighting. He was just waiting, watching for a moment to escape. But as he witnessed Sungwoo fearlessly commanding monsters and holding the line, a bitter realization settled in. Sungwoo was braver than him. The goblins, sensing their doom, began to scatter. Sungwoo raised his voice, sharp and commanding. "Block." "The stairs!" His minions obeyed instantly, sealing off the escape routes. No goblin would flee this place alive. Inside Sungwoo's mind, one goal echoed. "I have to show them I can control the undead. Prove to everyone that I can handle this. Only then will they trust me to lead them against the boss monster." The mood in the cafeteria began to shift. Where fear once ruled, relief started to bloom. They were witnessing strength, hope, and then it was over. The final goblin fell, and a wave of cheers erupted from the crowd. A glowing screen materialized in front of Sungwoo. "You have received a roulette ticket for killing 20 monsters. You are the 34th person to complete this achievement. Your rank will be elevated to infinite status, limited to only 100 individuals." Sungwoo narrowed his eyes at the notification. "A roulette ticket? But I don't even have an inventory. How are they going to give it to me?" He glanced at his glowing minions and nodded in appreciation. Their bones shimmered as if energized by his praise again. He sighed. "Stop glowing like that. You're attracting too much attention." With quiet confidence, Sungwoo stepped toward Jinsuk, a smirk tugging at the corner of his lips. "So, Was I helpful? Then he turned to face the crowd. I'm sure you've all seen the message on the door, he began. But due to some strange restriction, we can't open it, and we can't break it down either. A fresh wave of panic washed over the room. Murmurs turned into shouts. What now? What can we do? Sungwoo responded. The answer lies with the door. We must defeat the boss monster. It's somewhere inside this building. The room fell silent. Eyes widened. Faces drained of color. Cowards, Sungwoo thought bitterly. Just like I feared. He didn't sugarcoat it. We have 2 hours. If we fail, well, even I don't know what'll happen. But based on what we've seen, it won't be anything good. The monsters will grow stronger, maybe even more terrifying than what we've faced. A hand rose from the crowd. A voice spoke, trembling but certain. I saw it. The boss monster. I was smoking on the rooftop when it attacked my professor. It was huge. Sungwoo's eyes narrowed. So it was the rooftop after all. He turned to the group and asked the impossible. Who will come with me? Silence. No one stepped forward. Not. Even Hanho. I'll stay here, Hanho muttered nervously. But Sungwoo shook his head. Not gonna happen. I need you to buff my skeletons. From the back of the crowd, another voice rang out, sharp and cold. Bringing this crowd of cowards is pointless, Jisoo said. They'll only slow us down in the narrow corridors. They're weaker than your skeletons. Sungwoo met her gaze. She was right. They didn't know what the boss monster was capable of. He needed fighters, not dead weight. Let's move, he said flatly. We're on the clock. He turned to Hanho with a warning. Stay sharp. If you let your guard down, you die. Suddenly, a thunderous noise erupted from both above and below. Goblins poured in from the stairwells. Without hesitation, Sungwoo barked out orders. Jisoo, Hanho, hold the rear. I'll take the front. Jisoo moved like lightning, slicing through goblins with such speed that they barely had time to scream. Hanho, stunned by her power, muttered in awe. Sungwoo cleaned up the rest. With the path cleared, they pushed forward, up the stairs. That's when they saw him, a professor, injured, bleeding. Sungwoo rushed over and knelt beside him. What happened? He asked. The professor coughed blood, struggling to speak. Don't go to the rooftop. I sent the students there. A monster. It killed them all. And with one final breath, he was gone. Sungwoo clenched his fists. Fury burned in his chest. Another notification flickered into existence. Defeating the boss monster within the time limit will determine your destiny. Destiny? Sungwoo didn't care about destiny. All he cared about was stopping that monster. Without another word, he turned and walked toward the rooftop. Hanho hesitated. Are you sure we can do this? Sungwoo's answer was silence and determination. He wouldn't stop now. Sungwoo, Hanho, and Jisoo stepped through the threshold of the boss room.